So this all started when I got baited by Game Rant of all people. All right. And they had this article that said, "Oh, look at the decline of Pokemon, the ongoing decline of Pokemon." And of course, I did that thing where I caught a piece of the article and I got mad and reacted. And I was like, I put my Pokemon Shield hat on, I popped my knuckles, I was ready to rock. I was about to squad up with Game Rank. It was about to be a whole video of pooping on Game Rank in this stupid article. Turns out the article was just about, like Rotom or something. But it actually presented a really interesting fact. Something that I didn't even think about when it came to Pokemon Legends ZA. There could be either a returning Pokemon getting a new form, or maybe a completely new Pokemon altogether being introduced in Legends ZA. Let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero. Check out the second channel. Go to the second channel, is popping, aka the real Super Mario, aka YouTube's greatest fat man here, bring you another video. Alright, so we have been in the valley of Overwatch content for a little while, but I gotta feed my Pokemon fans, since y'all really the people that keep the channel going, because the algorithm pushes the Pokemon videos better than they push anything else. So, I gotta come back to Pokemon. Now, this all started, right? You know what I'm saying? I was looking for some Pokemon news or some kind of leak or something, and I came across this Game Rant article. And it was like, Pokemon Legends ZA artwork suggests that Pokemon's ongoing decline will continue. And that's the way I saw it. And I was like, oh, they're talking about Pokemon decline, cut? What you talking about, cut? What you talking about? Say again, cut. Say again, cut. You know what I'm saying? I had got black, ignorant, and mad all in one time. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized, okay, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? The article is really just talking about Rotom and how Rotom went from this cool, like, electric ghost type Pokemon to basically being a stand-in for whatever new piece of Poke gear that Game Freak comes up with. On that note, I don't really think that's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Because now Rotom is a quintessential part of like every Pokemon game now, since Sword and Shield, But that's a whole different thing. Now, the thing that got my attention was they mentioned this little thing from the box art right here. Now, I already broke down the box art in a previous video, but Game Rant actually picked up something that I missed, and that was this satellite, right? So, and the thing is, I looked dead at it because I talked about the shadowy figures under the satellite, who are, I talked about that in that video, but I didn't think about the freaking satellite itself. And you know what I'm saying, with Rotom being in the game, basically being like a ghost animating piece of technology, there's a very good possibility that that satellite is either a Pokemon or it's modeled after a Pokemon, which means that we could be seeing a Rotom, a new Rotom form in this game, all right? You know what I'm saying? We could be seeing a new Rotom form, like Rotom satellite, I mean, maybe it's going to be Ghost Psychic type, maybe, or it'll be like Ghost Fairy type. I'm not quite sure what you would make a satellite, because you can't make it Ghost Flying because we already got a fan. So you can't be Ghost Steel. I'm going with Psychic. Maybe it's gonna be Ghost Psychic, or maybe it's gonna be Ghost Normal, because satellite, sound, radio waves, sound is usually associated with normal Pokemon. So maybe it's gonna be a Ghost Normal type. That would be kind of interesting. I'm saying, a new Ghost Normal Rotom form. Now, the other possibility, because remember, this is Legends ZA, and the biggest feature of Legends ZA is the return of Mega Pokemon. Maybe this is a Mega Rotom. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of cool. Mega Rotom. I mean, I don't know what they would do with it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can see them definitely doing that. And I don't think anybody's mentioned Mega Rotom in any of the leaks we have. So maybe this is a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get Mega Rotom in Legends ZA. But then there is another possibility. Alright, and this one actually hints back at something from Legends Arceus. So in Legends Arceus, we got several new Pokemon, particularly Enamorus in that game, a brand new genie Pokemon, you know, in that game. Maybe this isn't like a different form of Rotom at all. Maybe it's not a new Rotom form, it's not a Mega Rotom. Maybe it's a completely new Pokemon. Alright, a completely new Pokemon just for Legends ZA. Maybe something that they discovered. Maybe that new Pokemon will be a legendary, and you know that legendary's power will tie into whatever they're doing to force Pokemon to Mega Evolve as a possibility. And maybe they made this satellite to look like that Pokemon. Maybe that new mythical legendary or whatever is locked inside that satellite, and they're using that Pokemon's energy to force Mega Evolution for some nefarious purpose. You know, then I remembered there was a Pokemon that actually looks kind of like this that already exists that isn't Rotom. And I had to dig back through the Terra League stuff, and I remembered Otama. Otama is a Pokemon that was, you know, leaked in the Terra League as being one of the beta Pokemon that you know what I'm saying, that was created but never really made it into a game. And basically it's like this it kind of looks like a Pikmin, but it looks like it's got a CD on its head, and then there's a slightly different looking one that might be like an evolved version. And all of these basically look kind of like this satellite. And I can see this satellite being like a perfected version of those designs. Maybe they're going to bring back Otama as a new Pokemon in this game and make them kind of like a legendary or like a mythical, and you're gonna have to like save them from, you know, the evil team, or, you know, Quasartico or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Because actually this can kind of work. You know, they just take the CD and turn it into a satellite. You know, tell me what you think in the comments. Like this kind of hit me randomly. Like, wait a minute. That kind of looks like that Betamon from like a minute ago, you know? Alright, tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think that this will be a cool idea? Do you think this is just going to be a new Rotom? You think it's going to be a Rotom Mega? Or do you think it's something new? Tell me in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real and screw Game Rant.